Thank you everybody for watching this newest episode of Cooking with Chris. Today's episode will involve a whole wheat spaghetti with an easy to make meat sauce. It is a very easy recipe to do, and it was also asked for by this person. It will involve very few ingredients, most of which you probably have in your cupboard at the moment. So without further ado, let's get going with the ingredients, shall we? Okay, everybody. First step in this recipe for this meat sauce is going to be you want to brown your half a pound of hamburger, and also what I'm doing is I'm adding a little bit of sausage to it too. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dump those in together. And then just chop them up. And what we're going to do is we gotta let these two brown. Oops, didn't even realize there's paper on that. Oh, that would have been interesting. But what we're gonna do is let these two things brown, these two meats brown, which shouldn't take long since there's not a lot. Okay, once your meat has been browned, you're going to add your onions. This is more than a small onion. Couldn't find a small one, so you're going to add this into the mix. Then also, you're going to add your garlic. Like before, I used the garlic press to do this. And then what you're going to do is mix this together till the onions are cooked. Usually that's about translucent. You just want to make sure you don't cook them too long, because if you're familiar with cooking with garlic, you do know garlic can get quite bitter if it's overcooked. Okay, the next step after you've let it saute for about 2 to 3 minutes is you're going to add your, one teaspoon sugar, half a teaspoon basil, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 1/8 of a teaspoon of oregano, and a pinch of pepper into the mix. Also, what you're going to be adding is your 1.5 cup water, and also your can of tomato paste. I'm pretty sure you could probably use tomato sauce if you wanted to. I just did this because it's the way the recipe's going. How to the recipe you want to go. And what you're going to do is just mix this all together. So once that's all done, once you've got it thoroughly mixed together, what you're going to do is you're going to cover it and let it simmer for 20 minutes, stirring it occasionally. So, let me get this all done and then let's keep going. Okay, everybody, while our sauce is simmering, what we're going to do now is we're going to start the pasta. We're going to start the spaghetti. And I don't have wheat pasta, I only have regular, so Either way, what we're going to do is we're going to take 4 quarts of water, about that, and add a little bit of salt to it, and let it come to a boil. Okay, everybody, now that you got your water already in boiling, what we're going to do now is we're going to add the spaghetti. Usually the way this goes is they suggest 4 quarts of water for every pound of spaghetti. So one box, one is 4 quarts. They also suggest adding a little salt, which helps with the boiling. What they say is to cook uncovered for 10 to 11 minutes. Until the pasta is tender. Okay, once your pasta is done, you don't want to overcook it. The other thing is, when you're cooking pasta, you don't want to drain out all the water, for the simple fact that if you do, your pasta will stick together. So it's always a good idea not to have to drain all the water out of this pasta. Okay, here's what you're going to do. After you've let it simmer for 20 minutes, covered, you're going to let it simmer for another 20 minutes uncovered. And then you're done. Okay, everybody, the next thing we're going to try is we're going to make a little bit of garlic bread. What this is a small section of a French loaf. I cut it in half and then put a little butter on it, some garlic powder, and then also some pepper. What you're going to do is put this in the oven. I'd say 350, 400. Let it cook until it's nice and melted and crispy. Okay, so here we go. What we're going to do is take a nice portion of spaghetti, depending on how much you actually want. Me, I'm going to take a log, so I actually like this. Okay, and see, nice little pile of spaghetti there. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some sauce to it. Okay, doesn't that look good? And then the other thing was the French bread. And nice big piece of that to go along with it. So, there you go. Nice easy meal. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Chris. This recipe, I will post it so you can actually see everything that needs to be done. It's a very easy recipe and you can change it up, add things to it, everything. So without any further ado, thank you for watching this episode and keep on cooking.